Hello.
Hello, everyone out there. You know who you are in TV land. Are you out there in TV land? Where are we? We're hiding. That's what we're doing. We don't want to be seen. Hello, everyone, and welcome to, if I'm not mistaken, episode 8 of our lovely little Fantasy Grounds tabletop sponsored Age of Ashes Pathfinder 2nd edition game. I mean, how cool is that? Funny thing is, funny thing happened to me on the way to the. There we go. Wondered why that flipped over. Hi. Now, if you're listening in podcast, ignore that. If you're watching, hi. Oh, there we are. Hi, everybody. My name is GM Jeff Ball, and I have some sponsors to thank. Fantasy Grounds, obviously, for sponsoring us through Corey Thomas. We are streaming live on twitch.tv Dark Galaxies Gaming. We are hosting through our own channel on twitch.tv/GM's Cut. This will be uploaded to our Mongers podcast network on YouTube for your watching pleasure at your own leisure. And the audio is being ripped so that this live show can be compressed, normalized, and all those other things that Stuart Mackey reminded me to do. Shout out to our newest super fan. But we were doing it by now anyway. And thrown up on the internet, places like Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, Podbean. Like, we're everywhere. We're everywhere. You can't avoid us. We're here. We're hopefully here to stay. We hope you're enjoying the show. With us tonight, a little bit of a change in the lineup. We are barreling down on October. And October brings, maybe towards the end of October, but October still brings our brand new Starfinder campaign under GM Rob Hammond on Sundays, which is going to give you 2 hours a night, starting around 8, possibly starting around 10, depending on how the night goes, as we flip and flop through 2 different shows. Static Fear. What's that? Well, it's Starfinder's AP of Frequency of Screams that we're going to play very, very soon. We've got Philip Trout joining our ranks, and we're going to have an honest play test of the Pure Steam rules and see if we can't turn that into a one-shot at least, if a campaign at best. We're going to convert the Carrion Crown Adventure Path from 1st edition, but not to 2nd edition. We're actually converting it to Pure Steam, and we'll see how that goes for all the steampunk fans. We continue on with our playtest one-shot of 2nd edition rules with our playtest of the World of Rotram with our new, well, I guess we can't call them an intern anymore. They grow up so fast. Jeremy, Jared, JJ, Mercer is going to be DMing that, has been DMing that, and this very Sunday in 2 days, you can catch that for a good 4 hours live on our Sunday stream. And again, uploaded to YouTube, uploaded to Spotify. I mean, we're trying to get out there. We're trying to get the word out there, but we could really use your help. If you like the show, or maybe if you don't like this show, but it's like, well, they're kind of doing this, they're being weird about the rules or something, check out one of our other shows. We've got lots, and we try to change the mood, how serious. Some get more serious, some get far less serious as we play, depending if we're playing our Star Wars game. We shot first. Our all-Cavalier party doing War for the Crown, Dice Before Dishonor. You can catch me interviewing content creators like yourself or some of the content creators that you enjoy listening to on our Tag of Opportunity show. The list goes on. But right now, let's start with who's in the house, who's moving on, and who's here to stay. May I introduce officially into the Age of Ashes campaign. He's getting tired of sitting on his hands and just agreeing or disagreeing with every rule that I ask him. Mr. Joe Gibson will be joining the cast for the next several weeks before going on the road and actually getting to play. Yay! he's so happy. Leading our band of brew-loving dwarves, Frank Hamilton playing Theoden.
Hey everybody, how you doing tonight?
The swarthy, charismatic, not, I wouldn't say all-knowing, but all-loving Albrecht Stonechugger, played by Mr. Matt Witt tonight.
I like all-knowing. That works for me.
You like
Hello,
all-knowing?
everyone.
Yep. Now, I raced home from Toronto to try and make this live stream, and I call Messsina, not here on the air, from my car, and he's 20 minutes behind me, 2 highways over, so he'll be along because Miros, I ran this guy through. Okay, what's up with this? You know, I run the guy through with a sword. The guy only has 22 hit points. I did 5 hit points of damage. He had suffered some previous damage. Took him down to -9. And there's death 1, death 2, death 3. But as long as you hang on to your hero point, you're immortal? That doesn't seem right. It seems a bit broken. But then I realized in the rule set, they're talking about you get your reset of a hero point per session, right, guys?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
How long is a gaming session around your table?
4 hours.
4 hours. And how long is our stream?
2
hours. These guys are getting twice the amount of hero points as they should. Now, I either gotta bring the rain, you know, or loosen up some of those hero points. So we'll address that soon enough. But you know, you gotta love a dwarf that uses chest hair for armor, because apparently it didn't penetrate him that nastily, and he lives on. So drawing your attention to the gaming board and pulling up here we go. Well, we have obviously the lovely picture I have here of Citadel Alterien itself, but I'm looking for my inside map. Here we go. Slapping down my inside map, resharing, rescaling, and I believe we had left Dahlgren Trueseeker. We had left Miros, Anvilbender, or Breaker. I don't know. Depends on whose cousin's married whose cousin. I mean, it's a lonely mountain up there. You gotta assume there's some inbreeding going on in the Five Kings Mountains. I don't know. I don't want to talk about it.
Trust me, lad. Some way, shape, or form, we're all cousins.
Yeah, no kidding. Elbrick, Theowen, and one deceased, or badly hurt. This could be a Disney show, where they just beat you up and they don't necessarily take you out.
Not likely. I'm betting that Miros is probably going to wear this guy as a hat for a few days.
Well, I guess first order of business, of course, is, what do you guys want to do? The battle seems to settle down. There are several exits and doors. You're in a very weird shaped room. I mean, there's an open area in the middle with this tent fort of bunk beds. There's the sort of door you came in, which comes off of the lecture hall. And stepping into the room, there was sort of a 10-foot hallway leading up to a turret. You guys tumbled into the room, and looking down south, the room opens up from a 10-foot wide into like a 20-foot wide, and you step past an edge, and the room opens right up into like a 30-foot wide, but only goes 15 feet deep, with a cubby of doors on your right, or our left on the map here, before quicksading and clinking and crunching together in a Tetris-looking form, with doors on the bottom of the map here, around the corner. There's great big doors that are chained and barred, that are huge. Theon, they look like the doors that led outside the ones you came in.
Oh, right.
So you would guess if you unchain this big mess right there beside you, that probably would lead to the exterior of the building.
Well, I'll move over to that door and give it a quick look through. Make sure that is what I think it is.
Okay.
Give it a little rattle, see if it opens up. Do I feel a breeze? Do I see sun, smell air?
There's a lot of work to undo it, but I'm sure you could, crack a peek without undoing the whole door. And yes, suspicions are confirmed that it does lead to the outside if you want to pull all this apart. Elbrick, what are you doing?
I'm going to thoroughly search the body.
All right. So when we left off, you guys had done battle with... Can I have... now, the identifying of species used to come under knowledge rolls. Now there's the recall, right? A medium goblinoid creature would fall under dungeoneering, possibly nature. I'm going to say dungeoneering would be my guess.
Not two of my strongest subjects, but see what I can recall.
Right, but
through my knowledge of nature. A natural 20 for 21.
Okay, so even if I raise the DC from dungeon at like 10, 15, or its personal DC, up to 15 plus. That definitely nails it. So yes, this is what is affectionately known as a hobgoblin.
Hobgoblin.
You search the body; it's a female hobgoblin, actually.
Oh. Now I just feel dirty.
No, actually, it's a bugbear.
Bugbear.
It's
Okay.
a bugbear. It's a bugbear. You're almost certain.
She looks savage.
Well, that's the official picture of of a.
Somebody fed their mogwai steroids after midnight.
That thing's huge.
Poor lassie.
Carries a great sword. Carries your standard amount of rags and filth. Had a name, Not that you guys bothered asking.
Nope.
She did actually, if you search, she actually carved her name in a very silly goblin fashion in some of her belongings. And it says, did anyone here actually speak goblin? Goblin? Blah.
Nope.
Nope.
Okay. There's some markings on like the hilt of a blade.
But that actually reminds me, I was going to ask about languages. Does it work the same as first edition?
You mean like with a linguistics check?
No, like for a number of languages,
No, it's different.
Okay. That's what I thought.
That's
yeah.
No, that's a good question. I mean, that's a legit question.
Well, based off your intelligence.
Yeah, you start with a racial language common,
Yep.
and then additional language based on int, and
So,
then
okay.
you can.
So
then there's a feat you can get to become multilingual and buy additional languages. You can't just put like a skill point into it anymore.
If that's the case, then I should have one more language. And I'm going to say it's Draconic, just because of who I am and who my character is.
Well, thank you for not metagaming, because I thought you were like, and conveniently it's Goblin, and we move on. But no, thank you for saying
And
the character.
moving on.
Yeah, no, that's you know what? I'm gonna give you the hero point that you were supposed to get. Beginning of the session, even though I might,
For not metaing? No,
That's
that's
part
fine.
two,
Keep
yeah.
the hero point for something truly heroic. I'm
Yeah.
good.
I'm supposed to give everybody a hero point at the beginning of the session. Remember?
Sweet.
But I might withhold them every other just so it makes up a 4-hour session is what I'm saying. So, but you know what? For being honest, you get yours early. You're gonna get screwed next week, and they'll have fresh hero points. But we'll give you yours early. There you go. Christmas came early for Albrecht. So,
and I'll take my time and search her.
okay. So while she's being searched, and Theon's on the door here, right? I'm gonna have Dahlgren maybe do like a once over in the bedroom, as we're or he's seeing to Muros. So Theon, back to Theon.
Yeah, well, now that I've seen outside and I know we've got a way out, I'm going to head over this way towards yonder blanket fort and start pulling it apart, dragging bed frames out, see if we can't make a proper campground, an area that we can set launch from, so to speak.
Yeah. I wouldn't say this is the most tactically defensible, considering all the doors that could lead to hallways and place. You know what I mean? There's like a lot of doors.
But you've got to start somewhere.
But there is an exit, if you want to unchain that door for a quick getaway. Now, you were talking about wanting to explore this level before hitting up the goblins for finding a way back down because of you didn't want beasties coming up behind you. So how do you feel about
Go ahead.
So how do you feel about opening that door? You've peeked, but I still have it kind of chained up. Did you want it releasable?
Oh, it's the outside. I don't care about what's that way.
Okay.
We'll go that way when we're too heavily laden with treasure to go,
okay,
more than one trip. We'll come back and forth this way.
So while you're pulling this bed apart, can I have a perception check, sir?
You may indeed, as soon as I remember how to do that. Here we go. 12.
Amongst her dirty, smelly, and I mean this thing does reek. Okay, ode to bugbear. You do find a intact vial. which looks like it possibly could have something other than booze in it.
I'll give it a little shake, maybe a quick sniff.
Yep. It has that sort of herby quasi, like everything, like a really nasty kale shake smell. You know what I mean? Like it could possibly be have an umpteen ingredients in it. If you follow my drift, where we're going here.
I do. Okay. It looks like something Ulbrich would sweep together. And I'll let him know. Hey, found a potion hiding back here.
Okay.
And I'll, keep going to work and set it aside.
So, Ulbrich, you're looking at a medicine check. Cause of death? Beaten. If you don't remember correctly. What's that?
Is she dead?
Yes.
Like completely dead? Or just unconscious? Is what I'm asking.
What do we want to make sure, as in like quietly finish her off? Or do you want to actually... The medicine check is to find out how dead. She's in the many stages of death, possibly stabilizing at any moment. Is that what you're worried about?
That's exactly it.
Okay. Her eyes flutter open, actually, as you're hovering over and stripping her down of her belongings. And she says, "Gah!" And the tongue lolls and the eyes just stare into blank space. So much for my 5 I rolled. Pretty sure she's dead.
Okay. And so I'll grab that potion. And what kind of a check would I need for that? Would that be medicine? Arcana?
For IDing potions?
Yeah.
Feel free to step in, Joe, just because you're a player now. I believe it's Arcana, but...
Okay, fair enough. Just give me 1 sec on that. I do believe it's... I don't know.
Give me an Arcana check for now. Joe, stop being so lazy waiting to play. You're not even here. 1.
Where's my...
I rolled a 3 for my medicine check. Yep,
Yeah.
It smells like rotten kale.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. So
I
bad.
rolled a natural 1 for a total of 5.
Yeah.
For my knowledge arcana.
Actually, yeah, you believe this could be poisonous.
Oh,
You really do.
we'll have Muros try that one a little later when he's feeling better.
Try that sweet ever liked you? What?
Well, you give it to Mikey. He'll eat anything.
Yeah. No, seriously, that's like a critical fail, man. I'm saying you think this is harmful. This is nasty stuff if you drink it.
Don't want to drink that. Well, maybe Muros will. Put
Well,
the
you dip
stopper
your
back on.
sword in it and then stab it into an enemy.
Yeah, I know.
Should do wonders.
That'd be great. So,
All right. Well, I'm gonna keep tearing apart the beds and kind of dragging them off to the side.
Yep.
Just kind of lining them up over here and a couple over here where I've got some room.
Sure.
Just setting up kind of an impromptu kind of a bed situation in case, Muros needs a little more recovery time. We'll throw him on the bed and
Well, that's a good
move on.
idea.
We'll move on. At least he's got a nice, comfortable place to lay down.
Yes.
Good
Now,
thinking. Cousin.
this is old, rotted, and filthy smelling, but technically a softer surface than stone. But if I were to hazard a guess, and you asked a dwarven monk, would he like the bare stone floor, dwarven monk, or that smelly rat? You know what I'm saying? This might be one of those things where you're just clearing a spot and he goes thanks and lays in the middle of the floor. I feel much better.
Oh no! I'll throw his unconscious carcass on the bed. That'll prompt him to get up quicker.
Yeah, there you go. No laying around. Awesome.
I'll toss the potion over to Dahlgren. Dahlgren, what do you make of this? Some sort of poison, I wager.
Let me see here. Well, my character sheet, my skills here. Toss that Arcana check out there, and natural 1 that is definitely foul stuff. You don't want to mess with that. Don't drink this. This will kill you. I rolled a 1, getting a total of 2, which is worse than your 3 and your 5. He's convinced. This poison will kill you.
You've got a pile of dwarves trying to identify potions. What do we know about it? Just stow it aside with the rest things and let's move on.
Surprised this isn't labeled. Dangerous. Just carrying this around in a pouch. What if it broke?
There is scratched into the rotting label. There is a happy face.
Happy face.
Yep. Happily coat your weapon.
Happy.
Yeah,
she'd be happy to kill us with it.
Death Sweet Release potion. Who knows? But I think subtly, Frank's not pleased that the possibility of a healing potion is just destroyed from three bad rolls. Come on, man! Like three, the critical fail on a skill check. This is brutal. But for right now, for comedy's sake,
I'd rather get him out of the way now than when it truly counts.
Okay.
Well, I'll keep searching this bed chambers, quote
Did
unquote.
she have any coin on her?
No, not that I can see here. However, there are lots and lots of doors everywhere.
Good doors. Like doors. How's Muros looking, by the way?
He basically just nods and waves you off like, he'll be fine. He just needs a minute or 20 to get his butt home and onto the stream.
Right then. We'll open up the doors. One at a time.
For identifying.
Yes, sir. Yep.
It's based off of the magical tradition. The four, right? The arcane, divine, occult, and primal.
Okay.
And it's just a skill check roll off of that.
Okay.
That's it.
So if it happens to be something other than arcane, you would be neutral for primal. What would be occult? The occult skill?
Occult. Yeah. Which is the who casts occult, bard and somebody.
Somebody.
All the psionics.
I can't remember them all.
Craft. Sorcerer can cast occult, but sorcerer's
so religion,
bloodline, and
so.
But it takes 10 minutes.
All right.
10 minutes to identify it.
All right.
Yes. Okay.
Well,
so we've just spent a half an hour being stupid.
Not at all. Not at all. You could Theon, took the potion, continued to search, didn't find anything.
The potion. That's poison.
He passed it to you. You spent 10 minutes and then handed it off to Dahlgren. So I'll dock you 20, but it's still in his possession. We're going to try some other skills with old Dahlgren, like possibly a better one. And with my 3 out of 5, he's still like, yep, no, there's no religious aspect. And maybe an occult, we're just going to see how good we're doing here. How about an occult, 3, 5. Oh, wow. What am I left? Is there nature? Do I have nature? Yep. For the whole package, natural 20. I'll tell you what this is not. This is no brand. This will go right through you, but it's not brand. But, it won't kill a tree or wild animals. Cats can eat anything, and don't smoke the snickle fritz. But I tell you, on 3, the occult, the religious, and the arcane side of things, it's just, it'll kill you stone dog. It'll rip you up your insides. I'm fairly certain. Somewhere Rob is like sneezing and wondering why, just so other rooms, Theon. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 6 out of 7 other doors, and all 6 have a private bedchamber. Little wee bunks.
I'll start right up there at the top and throw the door open. Have at you.
Okay.
If nothing jumps out at me, I'll give it a good search before I move on.
So do they still have the good old take 10, take 20, Joe?
No.
Right.
No. I'm not.
1, 2, 3. 6 perception checks, please.
No, because that is what it's classified now as seek.
Oh, right. Okay. Tell us about seeking.
Well, you gotta wait.
I know there's encounter mode,
Awesome.
and then you could seek things. But anyway, in the meantime, let's have some perception from.
I'll follow Theon around, and
we'll give it a double check. Each room a double check.
Oh,
so I got a 10 on my first one.
Okay. You know what? Dahlgren will come along.
And triple check.
Well, no, he's been sitting here for another 20 minutes with occult nature, so he's out. He's tied up for like 40 minutes, right? Because I did 4 rolls.
19 on the first room.
Okay.
He's just following behind us, yammering about the qualities of the potion.
Yeah. Won't.
Possible death by explosive unexpected diarrhea. The worst kind.
Okay. Now, here's something funny. I love it when they give me a direction. In the western, well, there's 3 technically on the west wall. If I'm really picky, there's 2. Since I'm so mean with that potion, I'm going to give you guys the 50-50 chance. Boys, you each find something.
Sweet.
Theon, you find a tied up leather bag with a release knot, and it smells like sap and goo, and you're, This looks like the type of thing that you could pull the zip knot and release and toss, you know?
Huh. All right. It looks like some kind of booby trap bag.
And
Noted. And I'll
Elbrick.
tuck it away.
Okay. Elbrick?
Yep.
You find a flask.
A flask.
Mhm.
Excellent. Pop that cork, give it a whiff.
Yeah.
What's this? Just an empty flask?
No. No, it's not a potion per se. It has when you're holding on to this metal flask, it has an energy to it. You sense.
Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh. Well, then I will spend a cantrip.
Okay.
Detect magic.
All right.
Bing.
Yes. Now this is either alchemical, blah, 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 or magical.
It won't tell me what kind of magic it is here. Just let me read the effects because it's different now.
Okay.
You send out a pulse that registers the presence of magic,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a 30-foot emanation.
Okay.
You
Yes.
receive
You
no
sense
information
magic.
beyond the presence or absence of magic. You can choose to ignore magic you're fully aware of, such as the items and ongoing spells of you and your allies. You detect illusion magic only if that magic effect has a lower level than your detect magic. However, items that have an illusion aura but aren't deceptive in appearance, such as an invisibility potion, typically are detected normally.
Okay. Do you guys have your spotlight view on? Because all I'm seeing is me this entire time. You guys.
Mine should be on.
Like you should cue it, but it's not taking it from me.
Let's see if it's on. Spotlight my video when I speak. Check mark. Yep.
Weird.
Where do you find that at?
It's in the
See
video
Frank
settings.
says 3 years and he pops on the screen.
But nothing for me.
Well,
Hello,
are you
hello.
not seeing your face become huge in the actual?
No, I don't.
Okay, at the top right, it should say gallery view because you
Yeah.
want to switch it to gallery view, which means you are on spotlight view.
Okay.
So the top right of your Zoom.
Yeah, it's
should
popping my face up.
It should say gallery view. Oh, it is now. Here we go. We're good. We're gold. Apologies.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So I detect magic, yes. Sweet.
Yes, you do.
And I'll stow it for now and continue on the search.
Okay. Now, I'm assuming that alchemy. See, what does alchemy come under a cult? No, it comes under magic, does it not? That's where with these generic skills, that's where I'd put it.
I have no idea. I think alchemy is its own field.
I think so too.
Yeah, but it's not its own skill.
Really?
Yeah,
I
like
agree.
there's acrobatics, arcana, athletics, crafting, blah blah blah. Right now, crafting alchemy is a thing, but alchemy itself, if I had to put it under occultism, religion, nature for primal, well, it is elements. Yeah, I would either go with nature or arcana because it could be natural elements, right?
Well,
I'll sit down after the fact and we'll go through and search the rooms and then go
Okay.
through and check our bounty.
Okay, so a good 15, 20 minutes later, you guys hit all the doors. You discover all these rooms that I've unlit, highlighted, as it were. And the only prize you find are those 2 items that seem interesting. And
Okay.
both are technically alchemical items.
Alchemical. Okay.
Alchemical.
Alchemical. Yeah, that would be
Ask Al about the alchemical items.
Well, I'll see if my Arcana knowledge tells me anything with a total of 8.
I would even might be able to stretch this into nature because it's natural element, especially with the bag that he's got. 8, huh? No, I don't think so.
I know nothing.
We'll have to come back to this, you know.
Identifying alchemy is under crafting.
Okay.
So if you don't, it's a trained action.
Okay.
So
if you don't have craft alchemy,
you can't.
Yeah. Or you could basically just do a raw craft for me and I could say, oh, this has a strange energy that glows and is electrical. You know, this is a gooey bag. You know, yeah. This is a gooey bag. So I've probably already sort of hinted and revealed what you guys would already glean from those rolls.
Yep. Okay, well, they'll go in the party treasure pool.
Okay. I do want to know who's carrying what. So that somebody goes, right, well, Theon said he took the bag, so I know it's on him. You're not going to pull it out. And we're going to assume right now Albrecht has the flask.
Sure.
Okay. Dahlgren,
that's a safe assumption.
Dahlgren still has the nasty vial. Because he was
that
the last guy
bottle of virulent poison.
Yes. We'll say he has it, right? We'll pass it off to to Ryan as soon as he shows up. Here, drink this. So, anything else you gentlemen want to do while you're still here?
No,
I think I'd like
maybe take a bit of time and see if we can
heal
Muros anymore.
I believe Dahlgren medicined, and then he's immune for an hour, and then he gave him the healing spell. So if you guys literally want to burn an hour, which isn't hard, if you're going to wait on Dahlgren's 40-minute checks of maybe it's poison, maybe it's natural, maybe it's, I don't know, you know, because you guys only did like a 10-minute sweep of the room, so sure. Why don't you two have at him while Dahlgren's busy with his musings?
I've got no medicine skill in me at all. I'm good at chopping things, not stitching them back together.
Very well. Al?
7. Woohoo!
Okay. Now, they talked about 10 minutes to do medicine and an hour apart. But you can actually start the medicine check after 50 minutes so that when the hour is up, it's ding, so it's not a 70-minute wait. You know what I mean? Because you would have an hour wait, then it takes the guy another 10 minutes. This I specifically remember reading in medicine. So with your 7, DC for first aid, like 15?
The DC is 15.
As long as it's not a critical fail, I'm happy.
Yeah. It didn't hurt him worse. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll even go so far as, good old Dahlgren, after his 40 minutes, and you start at 50, and then, getting us to 70 or whatever, Dahlgren will finish up with the vial. And who found it?
I did.
Okay. Do you want it? Or do you
hell no. That thing's poison.
All right.
Keep it away from me.
All right. Dahlgren will hang on to the vial, and he will attempt a medicine check on good old the man with the most chest hair with a 10. Sorry. I've already done all I can.
How hurt is he?
He's got 7 hit points.
Ouch, he's pretty hurt.
Yeah, but considering how bad he could be walking around with 1, Now, you guys did complete your mission. You know what I mean? Like, you're up to, like, there's no save the goblin. We saved them. There's no get back to town, get paid. Theron made the call and said, oh, they're good for their word, their money. Dahlgren's right. We're on our own little secret mission trying to find what Dahlgren is convinced is some kind of ancient magical elf gate that could be extremely valuable if we could find it. So you guys, for once, in a dungeon, are not on the clock.
I know, it's nice.
Yeah. So if you guys literally want to sort of, like take a day or a night or just cautiously poke the next room and the next room and try to keep Miros out of something.
That's kind of the thought that I have. I'll follow Theon's lead.
Okay. That means it's time to pick another door, Theon.
It is. I think I'm gonna head. Let's head this way. So I'll head south and then west towards this door that goes all off on its own, and see what's that's
follows.
I'll give it a solid listen to before I open the door, though. There's no chance of just throwing my neck out in the middle of nowhere for no reason.
Okay.
So let's give that a perception check. All right. Now the die rolls will... Yes! 26. Natural 20 plus 6.
You hear silence. You hear dust
I'll
falling.
turn back.
Mold growing.
I'll turn back to Albrecht. Well, I don't hear anything. Might as well give her a kick open and see what happens. And that's what I'll do. Boom! Kick the door open.
All right. So, revealing. Get that corner going there too. What do we see? Well, I'll tell you. A dust-covered black wooden countertop runs along the walls of the southwestern end of this galley-style room. It clearly was once a kitchen, but its cupboards and shelves were stripped and most tools and provisions taken long ago. What?
I suspect we may see one or two rooms like this. I mean, the place is deserted after all. It being full of goblins and like, I'm sure anything that was too useful may have been scavenged. But we might as well give it a look-see while we're here.
Okay.
And I'll kind of move in and let Albright come on in, and I'll start giving things a look around.
Sure.
Yep, I will do as well.
Natural 20!
Jeez,
Good
you're
lord.
just on fire, my friend.
That's the dwarven secret. The die rolls suck when they don't count.
Yeah.
Well,
I got an 8.
Theon, beating the DC. There actually is enough loose herbs and oils around to, like, there's some raw alchemical components.
Oh, nice. I'll make a note of that.
Are any of them spell components?
Herbs and oils, so yes and no.
Okay.
For flavor, yeah,
Indulgent-
you could take them, but like I said, for someone with craft alchemy, they might be useful, but of course you probably have to have craft alchemy to know what they're useful for. However, with general knowledge, craft.
Yeah. I got no kind of craft alchemy, so when Muros comes down or Dolgren, perhaps they can make heads or tails.
Well, you guys will have to
I'll
make like
just
generic
make a
craft rolls, right? You'll have to make a generic
Oh.
craft roll at like a DC 10 to recall,
Oh, okay.
because again,
We just
4.
what's a D10?
whoops.
2.
I got even worse on the die 20 than I did the D10.
I'm already giving out too much. No, it's all crap. It's all crap.
Yeah,
crap.
it could be useful. You've said that much.
Yeah.
So
Just-
if I don't,
Just gather it up, sit it in the middle of the table there, Theon.
Right.
We'll have one of the other lads take a gander.
So
who knows? This might be good brewing ingredients.
Well,
I-
Theon's trying to make heads or tails of that stuff on the south side of the room. What are you doing here on the north side of the room there, Al?
Taking a look at the tables and the cupboards. Putting my ear up against the door, having a listen.
Okay. You poke into a cupboard and you see a spider.
How big is it?
Decent size. Like,
Ooh.
size of your palm kind of thing, like nasty looking thing.
That's a nasty spider. Slam the door shut. Nope.
Okay. You slam the door and then a chittering noise. And out from underneath the bottom of both cabinets on the north wall, spider swarms.
Oh,
shit.
no.
Oh, yes. 2 spider swarms. Don't move, gentlemen, because I'm going to fill the square either side of Al as he slams the door.
Oh, no.
Dwarven stealth prevails once again, gentlemen. What was your last skill? Perception? No. It's the last
No,
skill
it
you're
was-
using. Was
it
your
was
alchemy? Yeah.
Crafting check of 4.
In my
Nice.
defense, I did not want to make a crafting check.
I didn't want to do it. The DM
I didn't want to
made
do it.
The DM made me do it. Oh no!
Oh, you
that's,
bastard.
that's funny. Well, guess what? Large.
Well,
swarm-
you can't be awesome all the time.
large swarms. Okay. So going with Theowen's. What did you get? Was like
2.
two.
I got a 2.
Oh wow! All right. And Al, what were you rolling?
I rolled that was crafting check
Yeah,
of 4.
because it literally goes with your last skill. So with a 20 for each, these large swarms come out.
I don't see craft rolls for them. They don't know what those herbs are.
No, they won't. Spider swarms. Allow me to.
Apparently, we've uncovered a secret trade of all spider swarms. Craft alchemy.
Yep. Now here's the fun part. You slam the cupboard on the north, right? And a couple come out, but Theon on the south side, with all his poking around, is actually what's, agitated them. And here we go. 1, 2, 3. They come from the south.
Oh, they're huge.
They're
Oh my
large.
God. Oh,
They're large.
shit.
Large spider swarms. Now, I'm assuming a swarm can overlap a swarm because they're an area effect. You know what I'm saying?
You would
Well,
think so, yeah.
They'd have to if they fit in this room.
Yeah. So these.
No,
things,
they're all squeezed.
they just-
Every
yeah,
spider in here is squeezed.
Yep. That's true. Half effectiveness, right? So starting with a little. I think it's time again for a little battle music. Get that going. Starting with Spider Swarm A. Or, sorry, it's a Spider Swarm 6 and Spider Swarm 8. So, don't ask me why. Spider Swarm 6 goes for Al, straight up the wall. And the way a swarm works is basically the whole swarm attacks you and they just surround you. They just get in your square. And as long as you spend your time in that square, you automatically take like a persistent damage. So,
Yep. Swarms still suck.
yep. Swarms are awesome. So, starting with Large Swarm. Oh, sorry, Large Swarm 6, the one that goes for Theon. I'm going to target Theon with my handy-dandy new targeter. Oh, you know what? I can't see you. Excuse me 1 second.
Haha. Dwarven stealth at its greatest.
And while I'm at it, we're just going to make sure that swarm number 2 goes for the other guy. So, climbing out of the cupboards along the walls and just fanning the floor, and just this farm looking, like, just the picture of it, the token for them is awesome. They're just coming over little moss covered rocks and they've made a token out of it. It's just so nasty looking. They come at you, and like I said, these things don't have an attack roll. They just swarm over your position, and they're on your boots and they're crawling up your leg and they're coming off the wall and jumping on your shoulder, and you're just freaking out.
I've got spiders in my beard.
They spend an action using a swarming bite attack, and every enemy in the swarm takes 1d4 piercing damage and needs a reflex save. So I'm gonna roll damage, and it should be able to just pop it right out of the. Oh, here we go. Lovely. How about some damage? No, it talks about the damage. It doesn't actually roll for me. So 3 points going to you, Al.
All right.
Or sorry, going to Theowen.
Oh, I thought you said me.
Yeah, sorry, no, you were the first swarm that attacked.
All right.
Yeah. 3 points going to Theowen. And next on our combat tracker is the next swarm, so I'm just going to roll. 4 points going to Al. And I'd like you both to make a reflex save.
I got a 15.
19. I got a 19.
Okay. Both you feel getting pierced by multiple, like these things are small, but a swarm attacks en masse. So it's a culmination of, attacks, bites, scratches, type of thing. And the venom. Oh, the venom. Pumpy pump. Little tiny mosquito bites. Little tiny wasp stings. Little tiny nasty venomous spider bites. But they collect. One on your arm. One on your leg. Whatever. And your system fills with venom. And you have to, hopefully, with a 15 and a 19, your immune system fights them off. But this stuff is really nasty. It's not a fortitude save it asks for, it's a reflex save. So basically, as you get bit and take the damage, you are smacking this thing aside before it gets a chance to kind of and hawk venom into you. So congratulations, gentlemen.
God.
You do,
Dude, let's get out of here.
Oh, you know what? Sorry. I'm wrong.
But also right.
In a way. Sorry. The reflex save is to actually take the damage.
Oh, okay.
So each enemy in the spider swarm takes 1d4 damage with a DC 14 basic reflex save. Creature fails is exposed to the spider swarm venom. And then you make fortitudes. So there is fortitude coming. You follow me?
Yep. Did we both make the reflex save?
Yes, you did. For
Okay.
now.
For now.
Miros, unaware. Dulgren, unaware. You guys are start freaking out. Albric, it's your turn, sir.
Can you move through the swarm?
Sure you can.
Can I get the hell out of here?
Yeah, I'm assuming it's difficult terrain. And I don't think we're a fighter swarm, so they don't get like attack of opportunity.
Right.
I don't think these things are big enough to impede you. They'll slow you. Like I said, we'll count this as difficult terrain, but...
So, 5, 10 is 1 move. 5, 10 is 2 moves.
Close the door behind you.
Not going to close the door, but I'll call for you, and I'll, you know what? I'll stop at the door instead of doing a full move out, and I'll grasp it, ready in my action to pull the door close once the un's clear.
Okay. So, with a total base move of 20, right? Two actions to get where you are.
Yep.
And your last one, you can ready an action, right? And
yep.
Theowen.
Oh, God.
What do you do? There's a door right there in front of you can barge through. Wake up more monsters. There was a door on Al's position that he could have bust through to the north, but again, he decided retreat was better. You, sir, have a 10-foot jaunt to the door, which is going to count as 20, but you're down to 15 feet because you kept the bulwark armor. So, but you have 3 actions. You could,
take it.
We discussed it.
Let's say 3.
We discussed
3
it.
actions is 45 feet, so that would be 10.
In half, though.
20.
That's the thing, is like this is difficult for terrain.
Yeah,
so...
each square is 10 feet, so 10, 20, 30.
Oh, okay. So you could be on Al's
out.
position at 30, but then you can't. You can go through friendlies for free, but you can't stop there. So it would take you all 3, but you get out.
Yep. So there's
You can do it.
10 feet of movement. I'm
Okay.
trying to grab my figure here.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
20. Oh, you're good.
You can go straight for the door, right? So it puts you out here somewhere.
25. Or
I guess
30.
why don't you just go straight for the door?
I'm trying. I can't grab my figure.
Oh,
And-
there's.
and
Sorry, I
my
forgot. There's a table in the middle of the room too. I forgot about the table.
So
in the
I
middle of the room.
So can I move through? So that'd be
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
10,
You just
20.
you can go straight through, but you'd have to climb,
25.
right? Which would cost you your 3rd move. So you're best to go around. I think you got this. So you can go like 10, 20, step in 25, step in 30, step out 40. No, you're fine. You just made it, but you're good. This is where we're at. Zoom in here. There we go. Let's get a closer look at the situation. Let's get a closer look at these lovely, lovely, lovelies. All right. That's just round 1. And we end the round with Al slamming the door.
Yeah,
right.
yeah, it's just like,
Yeah. Okay. Back to the top of the initiative order. Right? There's that moment of relief. Whew. And then they start squeezing under the door, through cracks. They're going much slower.
Can we stomp them out as they come through?
Yeah. It talks about resisting bludgeoning, resisting piercing, and resisting slashing, but not being immune to them, like the old ones were. It talks about, well, you know what? On your turn, you could possibly recall how to fight these suckers. But I will tell you this. With limited movement and searching for cracks, we're just going to get, like, you know, just a little wee bit. Just some. Yeah. They're coming out, but not enough to constitute a swarm in Theon Square. Most of them are coming out of the door, and it's going to take both swarms, all of our movement, as it were, just to kind of peek out a little bit. And we're going to attack Al.
All right.
So, Al,
No.
can I have a reflex? And take 2 more points of damage.
Oh, natural 1.
That's not good.
No, it's not.
Let's talk about poisons, Joe. Let's talk about saving throws.
Sure.
Let's talk about the stage of poisons, maximum duration, and onset times of the new poisons.
All right. Well, I'm not sure what the type of poison is, but it's This
Spider
all wonders-
swarm venom.
okay. This one all falls under the affliction example or affliction table.
Okay.
So if you fail your saving throw, you proceed to stage 1 of the poison.
Was that the? Yeah, no. I failed the reflex, right? So now
Yeah.
you need
Which-
a fort save.
Right. So here's a copy of the poison, Joe. I just sent you in the chat there.
Oh, there we go.
Ew.
Because here I have a fort save, not a reflex save. So I'm confused.
So now
Well, I think
Right.
the reflex save means he got hit.
Right.
So now he takes damage.
Oh, okay. And now he's required to do a fort save.
Right. So
Yeah.
Right. So the reflex is: do I get poisoned or no? Then, if it's a yes for the poison
23.
by failing, then we go to fortitude.
23.
But
Yeah.
he also did a critical fail on one of them. I know that.
The first one was a
Yeah.
critical fail. The reflex was.
Yes. But the thing is, with the reflex, right? Again, it's he's taking the damage anyway, right? And it's like, did they get venom in them for the reflex? If you didn't get the venom in you, you're okay. If you fail, you get venomized. Oh,
Okay.
Jesus! But however,
What?
the venom specifically goes up
Nice.
fortitude, right? So I'll leave it. I'm not seeing a crit here. It's just a stage thing. So
Well, he got a fortitude save of 23.
so
Yay, dwarven fortitude.
he gets
Right.
he goes into stage 1 poison, right? Talks about
Yes.
1 poison enfeebled for a single round. Stage 2, he'll take poison damage and more enfeeblement, right? But right out of the gate, now this is injected poison, which means it pretty much takes place right away.
Stage 1.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like on your turn at least, or on the spider's next, you know. But like you said, you've got so much liquor in a daily basis from last night's party. It just
Dwarven fortitude.
it just burns. It burns the black ichor venom to, like, it just dilutes it, right? Alcohol to kill. It's like bleach in a
They
petri
puncture.
dish.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
puncture my skin, and the alcohol leaches out and just pushes the venom back.
Can you imagine all these spiders falling off you, and they're foaming at the mouth, rolling around, going. Oh, jeez. I don't care who you are. That's funny. All right. So both swarms, just trying to get through this door. Muros, played by Ryan Messsina tonight.
Hey.
So, a quick recap. You were resting, healing up. Dolgren was looking after you. The boys searched the room. They found some odd items. Couldn't make heads or tails of it. Somebody's convinced they found nasty, nasty poison. Dahlgren has that. Somebody found a flask. Al has that. Somebody has a tanglefoot bag. Somebody found that. You rest up, and they put you on this bed fort that's now been moved into corners. So now we kind of have you in a corner here. And it's rusted, and it stinks like hell. The dwarven stone floor at home is preferable, even the floor in front of you is preferable to this mess that Theon put you on. But in his defense, Frank...
Well, I figured if it stunk super bad, it would encourage it to get up.
I ain't it did. That stinks worse than me ma's armpits.
Change your background, Messsina.
No.
So...
You can't tell me.
It could be Miros really close, grinning. So the boys, disappear, gonna go search some more rooms, and then all of a sudden they shout. They come barreling through the door, slam it shut, and they're talking about holding them back. And then Al's talking about, they're through, get them off me. And they're doing a little dance. And funny enough, where you're laying, there's almost a direct line of sight past two corners where you can see Al doing his little get it off me dance. And something's breaching that door, and it's your turn. What do you do?
I giggle a wee bit there at the little dance he's performing.
All right.
It's quite entertaining. But secondly, that's a free action. I use my first action. I'll grab the blanket that smells like me ma's armpits.
Okay.
I grab it like a Superman cape.
Okay.
Overhead, and then I run towards.
Okay. So grab the blanket, get up. That's 2.
No.
And then head towards them.
Aye.
Okay. So you've got your, 20, 25? Are you fast because you're a monk?
I eventually, at level 1, no.
Okay. Funny, even, are you guys seeing this? Even Ryan's not clicking over the spotlight. It's weird.
He popped up for me.
Okay. So, sorry, your movement, sir?
Same as the rest of my dwarven kin.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, because you can't breach corners, unfortunately. All right, so you're on your way.
Aye. I'm on my way.
All right, Dahlgren pulls out his crossbow and begins loading it. Albric.
Aye.
Foaming spiders surround you. More coming
This
in waves.
is nasty.
Yep.
So I am going to move again far, far away. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where did we pile the debris of beds?
And the corner, top corner where Dahlgren is, and bottom corner that you head towards.
So I'll move 2 actions to the pile of crap. I'll pull out something combustible.
Okay. There's rags and blankets and...
Yeah, if I can grab a pile of rags and blankets or
Sure.
whatever. Pick that up, and that would end my turn.
Okay. For economy's sake, we'll put you kind of fully in that square there.
Sure.
Theowen.
Well, it seems me friends left me. Well, I'm not liking the idea of fighting 2 spider swarms by myself, and I will be moving.
All right.
There's 10,
You're clear. Yeah.
15. Yep, there's 1 move.
Now you're cornering the spider swarm, so I got to be a dick and call that 10.
Yeah, I counted as 10.
Okay.
That's 15 feet of move. That's 1 movement right there.
Right, so that's 1 action. Now what?
Yep.
You're in front of Miros.
I turn to Miros. There's no point in fighting to keep this room. We'll just go around. 15. So here's the second move. There's 10, 15.
Right. Through Miros.
And I'll back up to see if they heed my warning, but the axe is out.
Okay. So you guys are backing off to point positions in the room on the corners here.
Yep.
By look of it. Okay. Great. And
Fall back! Fall back!
Anything else?
Just to tell everybody, go back the way we came. There's no point in defending this room from 2 swarms. We'll just lose them in the doors.
All right. Back to round 3. Swarm 6 is trying to get through the door. Okay. Again, with this crawling and whatever, I'm pretty much going to say, like, it gets into position to go, but the other swarm is kind of blocking it, and these things are, like, ebbing through. So restricting a large swarm to 5 feet of movement. All right. Now, on my counter here, it shows them through walls and in other rooms, but just paying attention to, let's say, the room you guys are in. 5
Basically,
feet,
the square with the green dot.
yeah, the 5 feet that got in now becomes 10. They haven't got the
Okay.
radius going yet. You know, they're just swarming towards you. So, ignoring sort of the top of this swarm, as more will just pile in. Yeah, that's it. It just keeps they just keep coming slowly. The door slows them. They're looking for cracks. They can't just swarm across the floor. They got to bunch up and look for holes, that type of thing. Lots of climbing and rolls, and taking their swarmy time. The other is doing the same, but they keep coming. Miros, it is your turn, sir. What do you do?
I like to take my pile of stinking rags and throw them on the ground there, right in front of me.
Okay, done. Free action.
And I'd like to take my flint and tinder and try to spark it. Albert, do you have a better way to do this?
I do, lad.
I'm out the fucking way then. And I back the fuck out. Wait. So that was a free action to drop that in front of me.
Reaction to drop. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I run over to Albrecht and grab his bundle of crap?
No, don't forget, it takes you actions to pull stuff out. Like, you're walking around, you have medical stuff, you have no weapons or anything else, right? So you drop that blanket for free, you're going to have to pull the things you need to ignite it.
I asked Albrecht if he could do something faster than me flinting it.
Oh,
He
I see.
says he does.
Okay,
So in that case, I would like to take my next action to move towards Albrecht.
sure.
Alright, and I'd like to take his bundle of crap.
And I will allow him to.
Yep, okay. So,
And then
talking for free, take the 5... Whoops. Sorry. Take the 5-foot step so you're clear of him, and snatch it from his hands, and that's 2 actions. You've got 1 left.
And then I'd like to move over to the kitty corner next to the section there. Right here, like.
Oh, okay, sure.
And I believe that depletes my action pool.
Yeah, if the object was unattended, I could have you do a drive-by scoop as 1 movement, but since you're kind of like taking it from the possession of another player, even willing, it kind of stops your movement, we'll say. Have to look more into that later. All right, I think you're done. Dahlgren, what do we do, lads? Is it retreat? 5, 10, 15, I cover them. I'm back. He's like back into the door. Oh, you know what? Maybe old Dull here. I'm listening. We're all screaming dwarven tactics. Let's see if Dahlgren can't help with any kind of spell. What do we got here? Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, nothing so fiery. Okay. And just to double check on the guy's inventory, let's see if he's got anything,
Kill swarm related?
Yeah, well, he took out and loaded his crossbow, but now it's like, oh, right, this is not a area. No, he doesn't have much. Like, I don't have any oil or anything that can just instantly help. Here, take this, God forbid you guys should just lay down a trail of booze like gasoline. Anyway, all right, so that's Dahlgren. Indecisive but backing off. Brings us back to Albrecht.
So I will begin chanting and dancing.
Is dancing really necessary as part of spellcasting? Yep. I mean, there's been a lot of dancing in this campaign. I'm getting emails. They're complaining. I don't know.
It says somatic, man.
Okay.
Turn around.
It's all in the hips, right?
Yeah.
It's just...
And I will cast Produce Flame on the pile of stuff that he has previously dropped.
Okay. Just to clarify, those emails are coming from other players, not from fans. Complaining about all this. Anyway, yeah, sure. So
Produce Flame.
Okay.
And that is, let me see. Spell attack roll against your target's AC.
Okay.
There is a spell attack roll. Just gotta be one here somewhere. I don't know.
You don't have the description for Dispel Flame? I mean, for produce flame. While he's looking that up, Theon, what's your plan here?
Well, it looks like they're fighting, but I've got...
There we go. 25
To hit?
to hit.
Oh, yeah. Nail it.
Boom.
Poof.
1d4 fire damage. On
Okay.
a critical success, the target takes double damage and 1d4 persistent fire damage.
Okay, so this blanket does more than D4. This thing just goes woof. Maybe it's the sweat and tar from Eol, but this thing, for something that's dirty and matted down, you think wouldn't burn well, you get a good good hit on it with the magical flame and just light that sucker right up. Whoosh. And this entire square is considered, flaming, fiery, and will continue to burn as long as there is fuel. Right. Okay. And anything else, sir?
I have another action, so I will retrieve any more junk I can pick up from the pile beside me. And
Okay.
that's it.
Well, I had a bed or two that he could strip, and he put in the corner and up the top here. Like, he didn't just make a new junk pile. He pushed and started making. Oh, we'll make this bed, mattress, blanket next to it. Bed, mattress. He was kind of being orderly. So, with 2 goes already kind of taken from this square, I think you need to move a bit. Not far.
Sure,
but
well, then I'll move. I'll move to wherever the next pile of stuff is, or
that
maybe
would
break
put
the
you
bed
decent.
frame. Just move the whole bed frame. Just grab it and chuck it down.
It's metal.
Oh, boo!
I think it's metal. Or rotting and wet. Either one. Anyway, okay, so that's you. Theon.
I'm going to back up just to see how that is going to affect them. See if they, to see if that slows them down or if they turn around or anything like that. So
Okay, you can't see from where you're backing to.
Yep, I know, but I just want to
unless
get
they come
little
over
bit more distance.
Okay, like unless they come right
Spill
through
over
and
Muros.
swarm. Yeah, okay. Gotcha.
So there's 5, 10. I'll spend 1 movement to get right there,
Okay,
just so I can get a little bit. Yeah.
You're between 2 squares.
Well, it's not my fault they let me go there.
Okay, there you go. Gotcha.
There we go.
All right, moving into round 4, the swarm. Okay, the first swarm is halted by the flame. This is a natural creature that does not want to move through fire. However, I have a climbing speed. I'm going to go up the walls. I've got 10 foot of length and 10 foot of wall right beside me, and they go up the wall towards the ceiling above the flame and start coming along the wall towards Muros, and continuing to fill. Some come down. So the first swarm, splits. So I'm going to move half of it down into this square and then start climbing along this wall. And the other swarm comes in, making up the numbers, gets in and comes up and starts swarming on this wall. Now, since the replacement swarm was out of the room and was edging in at 5, I'll be so nice as to say it's come here. And, mixing the numbers from the half of the first, I'll fill this 10. So it hasn't got sort of over the flames yet, but it's coating the wall. And these suckers are kind of coating, you know what I'm saying? Some reckless positioning, but you guys get the idea. The sucker splits, redoes, and just,
It's like T-1000 from Terminator.
Yep, the sucker. Now you're slowing them down, but they are adapting.
Lads,
Turning.
we
Muros.
best get out of here, perhaps.
I'll point to the doors real quick. Throw open the doors. Let's train them outside.
There's enough wall and ceiling that they can climb high enough to be out of the reach of the flame. They don't need to go through it in any manner. It slows them. They've got to go higher up. That's why I haven't moved them very much. But they will be able to go around this flame untouched unless you guys can get it up on a wall. So you slowed them right down to a crawl. Ha ha ha. Muros, what do you want to do?
At 8, I like to take the flask from my hip.
Okay.
It's our proof shite.
Oh yeah.
I like to open it like a grenade.
Okay.
bite the top off of it,
Okay.
so it's leaky.
Yeah.
And I like to kind of lob that just past the fire.
So you want to hit the wall next to the fire, or you want to hit the wall with them on it?
I would like to hit the wall just past
Okay.
the fire.
So you're looking to ruin the
chunk.
nozzle so that this thing splatters, or because if you take a Coke bottle, take the top off, and lug it at a wall, it kind of lamely splatters a bit and then just kind of chugs out on the floor. Are you looking to make like a
The-
spray pattern on the wall?
No, my intention is the fact that it'll dribble into the fire, and the fire will chase to the source.
Ah, okay.
And I'm hoping, in my heart of hearts, what I really want to see happen is I would like to throw it into the square in the closest to me in that four square opening there. And I would like to make a small incendiary device out of this. Would be what I would idealistically hope for.
All right. So if you pull it,
Yeah,
now we know from Alchemy and the other show that it takes an action to manipulate, but only a single action. So if you pull it, and then you use a second action to manipulate the item, and the third one is the throw. If you hit this southern wall where the swarm is over the fire, you could get a splatter. You could have half the contents fall in the flame, and the flame would go whoosh up the wall, like climb, right?
Nice.
Like throwing gasoline in a fire. And it would reach, and
Exactly.
it would reach them. You get like this one-hit damage kind of poof.
And hopefully for maybe a bit of a recoil.
Yep. Well, I'll at least give you d6 damage, like you're throwing something nasty in a fire. Sure.
Right. That's 3 actions for me to do that.
Yep.
Hey. Book it. Why not?
Okay. So let's have it.
What you need out of me there, Vice?
A d6. He pulls the proof, winks to the boys, rips off the top with his teeth, and does sort of a spinning throw so that this sucker is just pinwheeling through the air, like letting loose as much fluid as possible, hitting the wall and bouncing in the fire. Woof! The claiming fire reclaims all the splatter everywhere, and kawoosh. And you're even on a corner where you can kind of take some cover. You know, I can have a reflex as this thing just lights up. Whoosh. Explodes in the fire.
I cry a bit at doing this, though. It hurts me more than it hurts them.
His favorite flask. Your latest brew.
No.
Sure. Sure. So what do you get for damage?
5.
5 points. Joe, we talked about immunities.
Yep.
Stabbing at a swarm, we could possibly assume that something like this could be immune to precision. Splash damage and area damage weakness, giving a number. I'm going to assume if it says weakness, area damage 5, splash damage 5, that it takes an additional 5 points to any splash damage that the swarm suffers.
Yes, or whatever the damage states on for the creature. So if it's a damage of 10, then it takes an extra 10. Damage of 2. Yeah.
So not only do you manage to, accelerate the flame, whoosh, and it explodes, right? The heat and, flame climbs right up the wall. The spiders burst and pop, and the flame crawls, reaches through them like an accelerant, reaching the ceiling, and the whole swarm takes a nasty 10 points of damage, and you deplete the swarm a lot. Now, it doesn't change in size. It still goes, but you've seriously lit up this one swarm, I'll tell you that. Congratulations. Dahlgren, we should leave. Al, what do you do?
We should leave.
Yeah.
Come on, lad. Get out of there. Stop wasting the booze. We can outrun him.
His Molotov worked well. I'll give him that. That was a good go. Let's look at your sheet in your inventory. I don't see any booze. Now, you guys have always talked about having booze on you, so I'll give you this one. But it's not like you're carrying flask and flask and flask. It's outside in camp.
No,
in your,
that was a silver flask from my pa.
Yeah.
That's I lost something special that day.
Sure you did. But I'm saying is like, lesson learned, load up on this item. But for right now, look at your character sheet. We're going to call it a onesie. I'm not going to let you instantly solve the problem by going, well, I had 10 of those.
No, I had a
Drinks all
keg.
right, you know.
It was a keg.
Yeah. Sorry. Al.
I run to the door,
Okay. Which one? The one
open
you-
it,
Okay.
right behind me. Dwarven stealth it open with me boot.
It's chained and barred. This is going to take some doing.
Then I get doing.
All right.
What kind of a check do you want from me?
I'll get back to you. Theowen.
Well, that's what I will be doing too. Move
Okay.
there and open those doors,
We're
or
gonna-
get to working at them.
Double team the door. All right.
Yep.
So, athletics, boys.
All right. Let me see just how athletic I am.
And you guys get
Oh,
a
not bad.
+4 to your check.
6.
Because you guys are like pushing out and yanking chains and stuff. These are heavy
He's
doors.
pushing, I'm pulling.
They're swords. You guys will actually get a +4 to these rolls.
Okay, so a 10 for me.
Okay.
Total.
And I got a 12 total, but I rolled a 1.
Okay. So both you guys are ranging on these doors and pushing and lifting chains, and one bar kind of tangles a chain, and then you're trying to unfeed like a garden hose that gets all trapped in itself, and they kind of pop a bit, and you guys see daylight. Well, you can even get an arm through, but no escape route yet, boys. Not with those rolls.
That's
This-
fine.
It's
I'll
time.
work at it again.
Time for the swarm. This
I'm
swarm.
patient.
This swarm continues to crawl on. I will advance it, well, not just 5 feet, because I'm free of the door. It goes along the ceiling, like closer to the, up away from the fire, along the wall, along the door. And I have a climb speed, because I am stuck on this wall, boys. But I can skitter. And yeah, they want to get the hell away from that fire, sure. But what's left of them, just keep coming around, coming for Muros, and with a climb speed of 20 feet, I can technically go up for safety. It's 5, 10, 15, and then come down 20. And we're, giving ourselves a natural, a 5-foot breach on the flame. You know what I mean? They're not so tactful that they would just like go to the adjacent square. They avoid the fire, take the long way around, get past their meal, and then double back and come down on this corner. So this swarm is up on this wall, up on this door, up on the ceiling, but it's technically covering this part of the 5-foot square over your left shoulder, Muros. So you're on a corner, and below you is this 5-foot narrow gap of a hallway that opens into the 10-foot hall where that door is they came through. And in that 5-foot gap, you guys made a nice trap, nice attack. But these suckers are going around it. That's the good news. The bad news is these suckers up here just go like, they were up their way on the wall, and they take the long way around, and they come right around this corner, and they just come down right onto Muros. Muros, I need a reflex save, buddy.
That's the second swarm?
Yeah. Not the one you attacked, but the other one.
You need a reflex.
You need a reflex. You take 1 point of damage because they come in, they
points.
start swarming you and biting you, and you need a reflex to see if you can get these suckers like swatted away before they can inject their venom.
15.
Success.
Huta!
They bite you for 1 point, but they don't seem
Ow.
to they don't juice you.
Sorry.
That's
Just
okay.
the juicing, the term, it means
Okay.
so many things.
Now climbing speed and our what do you call it? Swim speed and moving speed is like pretty much the same. So if they're up here on 5 and we go 5, come around the corner, 10, 15 down. I'm going to do this. There, 20. We got a little bit more going on here than just a toe out in your square. But these suckers are coming down and around, guys. They are encroaching, covering Muros and encroaching. Dahlgren, get out of there, lad. Boys, leave the door. Back the way we came. Bye. 5, 10, 15, 20, and he opens the door. Go, 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 I'll cover you. At least he's honorable enough to, wait at the door. For now. Albric, your go.
Shakes his head. Aye! What the bard says! Run for it! And I will... 5, 10, 15... 20...
Now, the door right there is the way you came. Dahlgren's actually checking his luck with a door that we haven't come through, that he's just going to assume doubles back on the position we came in. If he can't get this door, we're going to be trapped in a bottleneck.
Oh, yeah, so this one right here is open. Okay, so then I'd stop here instead and go back into that one.
Okay.
So that was one action to get to there. And I will turn and... hell, it's worked the first time. I'll try producing flame on them again.
Okay. I believe you can target a corner here, hurt the swarm, without necessarily area of affecting Muros. You know what I mean? I think you can damage the swarm because it's so large on a corner without damaging Muros, if I'm not mistaken.
Which one is that one? Is that Swarm 8 or Swarm 6?
6 is all over. This is the one that has not taken damage.
How do I make it my target?
Oh, sorry. I can do that for you real quick. Okay, you're good.
Okay. Come on, big money. 11. Miss.
Unfortunately. But I have a damage weakness, but I don't think it overrides my AC. You'd still probably have to hit my armor class to be effective.
Probably.
So, you know what? I think Muros owes me.
Lunch?
Nope. A roll or a hero point.
Well, for what? What did it do?
For you tossing that and being effective against me, because I just had you light up the flame and have it automatically engulf them. Technically, it's still an attack roll that you gotta hit their AC. Because I'm making Al suffer. Oh, it'd be a low. You're doing a splash damage, right? It's a low. Sure. Yeah, but we still have an armor class, though. And it's not like my area of effect. No, I think it's because I have resistances against bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing. You'd have to hit that AC of 15. For your splash damage, you just got to hit the square, which is insanely low, like 5. So I'll take the roll, or burn a point.
You look for 1 pretty much, right? Strength? Because
the
Dex.
attack roll, just
the Dex.
Range attack roll.
It's your aim.
Yeah, just
A Dex check.
Yeah, deck. Oh, you just want a Dex check?
Well, you're throwing. It's an aiming thing, right?
Yeah, I know. Sorry. Okay, sorry. No, Dex check. I went to the wrong.
That's fine.
Thing. So he Dex. This is raw Dex. Oh, here.
Yep.
14.
No problem. Nailed it. You know, like I said, we're not trying to hit the 15. You're just trying to get that laid over on the square. Nice spin on the fluid. Everything happens as normal. Now,
Very good.
I'm going to keep your hero point depleted. You get a hero point every session.
Yes.
Sessions are 4 hours. Our streams are only 2. And it would be like a DM giving out a free hero point halfway through a game at like a break. So
I'm okay with that.
For right now, you know,
same team.
For right now, because you guys have been getting hero points and they've been piling up every session, you know, for this one, with the exception of Al, for some honest role playing, he's regained his early. You and Frank are going to get your hero point next week, and Al has his standing. Because otherwise it'd be like 2 hero points. Now you guys can earn them. Do heroic stuff to earn them, you know, that kind of thing.
Wait, do we accrue our hero points? I thought we didn't do that anymore.
No, you can earn them back.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can earn them back in the session, but you cannot carry them forward from previous sessions.
No,
that's correct.
You're supposed to get a new one every session. The problem is sessions last 4 hours. Ours only last 2. So effectively, it's like getting 2 hero points a session, which would make you guys immortal because you just hero point, I'm not dead. Hero point, I'm not dead. You know what I mean?
Well,
how much
play longer games, Jeff. I mean, really, it's all your fault.
Wait,
Are you really willing to drop Star Wars and Dice Before Dishonor just to play this for 4 hours?
hands in the
No.
air?
No. Right.
I see none.
Albert.
The hero points do carry over from session to session.
Right.
Well, then why are you going to do it every one?
Because you can have up to 3. If you want to use them, you can use 1 hero point to reroll a roll. Or you can use all your hero points to stop yourself from dying.
Right, which he did.
But if they continue,
That's
your
fine.
cure up to a max of 3.
I know this. Ryan had 1 hero point. He used all of them not to die. 2 hours ago. Until we hit the 4 hour of playtime, he's not getting another one out of me.
I used it to reinforce my chest hair.
Yeah, that's true.
It was a solid play.
No, because I'm thinking this is going to come up and people are going to be like, you're just giving it away. However, I will give you guys every opportunity. Now, if he wants to coat that chest hair in alcohol, set himself ablaze, and roll around the spiders, that's freaking heroic. I'll give him 3 points for that. He'll probably die.
I wish I had more
spend them.
alcohol.
It's probably have to spend them to save his own life as he goes up in flames. But just saying. I mean, there's
I
heroics.
call this one the flaming log.
However, the fact that you gave up your favorite flask and your precious booze has been noted by the GM. Albert.
TechnoAxe has noted.
Yes.
So it's you, sir, and you went
I
to
went-
you went to the first door.
I went to the first door, cast a fire spell, and that was the end of my turn.
Right. And what did you get? Did you hit him?
And I got an 11.
Okay. Now, your spell, is it versus AC or is it an area effect? Like, are you targeting?
It says, here, I'll read you the description.
Is this an area of effect spell or is this like a
It's,
magic missile?
It's like a magic missile, so it's one creature is what it says. I don't know what it is for swarms.
No, if you had burning hands, we'd be good. But if you're like
Yeah.
just tossing like a little spark in there that could
Yeah.
woof into, so no, you gotta hit. No, you can still hurt them. I'm just saying you gotta hit that AC of 15 for
Right.
that sort of targeting.
Yep.
Okay, moving on. Theowen.
All right. Well, Miros is standing there fighting. I can't let him hog all the credit. That would just not be right.
Mm-hmm.
So, axe out.
Okay. Now, would you like to spend a recall to figure out if you're going to be effective at all? Because no one's taken the time or extra action to go do this or don't do this, or where I can start giving up knowledge.
I'm just going to chop in blindly and see what happens.
Okay.
I've never encountered a spider, so I don't think I'd have really any basis.
Okay. So do you want to go for the
Nope.
the
So
one
there's
swarm?
one move right there. Puts me right there. I can attack twice.
Here? Okay.
Yeah, right there.
There's barely any square missing, I'll give you it.
Okay.
Got a foot up on the wall. Just braces for the impact. He's coming down the wall anyway. Sure.
All right. AC 29.
Ooh. Well, if you need to hit an AC of 15 and got a 25, that's a critical. So let's
Hot
have that.
damn.
Let's have that damage. Turning the flat of your blade. And now a word from our sponsor. Well, actually, our rule monger, Joe. Let's talk about non-lethal damage and the lack thereof.
Well, there is non-lethal damage. There's just in a sub-paragraph on one of those lovely little rules. Because I was almost going to break your heart there, Ryan, because I thought they changed it too much. But nope, subdual damage is still the same. When a character or creature hits 0, when they're dealing with subdual damage, they are knocked unconscious.
Hooray!
So subdual damage and real damage do stack. So
Right.
it's more work for the GM.
But it keeps you good. You don't go in the dying condition though, because you have this floating, right?
Yeah, as long as the last hit was subdual.
Right. So if you
If you're taking this much subdual damage, that
Right.
much normal damage, and then your next attack is a normal damage, they still die.
right. So how do you know how many hit points the guy has? You have to lead with a non-lethal. Here's 5 non-lethal in the bank. Now I know it won't kill you. Then you go to town on the guy. Well, he had that 5.
Yeah, no. But the last hit is what tells you if you're knocked unconscious or dying.
That makes sense.
So you could beat a guy for 10 points. He had 15. Then you go lethal for 5, and because you took it to 0 with a lethal hit, he starts
He
dying.
dies. Yeah, he gets the dying trait.
Okay. Well, Ryan's all right because he said he just cuddles and licks people, and everyone's fluffy and rainbows until he. Okay. Back to Theon.
So I got a critical hit,
right? Which
Right.
is the 2d10, 2d12.
2d12. So I did a total of 17 points of damage.
Okay. Now, against a slashing, piercing, and bludgeoning weapon, because I'm a swarm, we have certain resistances. So I'm going to reduce that total of... Sorry, what did you get? 17?
17, but that doesn't double my strength bonus. So if I double that, then it should be 21 points total.
Okay. This charred, gimping swarm, scraping like a paint scraper with your axe against the stone, and then flipping and splattering, and Theowen actually lays waste, and they just drop and scatter, and the surviving, because you've taken the amount of hit point damage necessary to, kill the swarm, as it were.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they bail. They, die, bail, not enough left to be a threat considering a swarm. Goodbye, swarm. Well done, Theowen. That's the third kill shot. First, there was the imp in half with a spiraling corkscrew. Then there was the finishing blow. I mean, Miros is lining them up, and you're just knocking them down.
It's called teamwork.
I think Al. I think
That is called team.
I think Al helps once in a while. No.
I do. Magic missiles, all those fun things.
Yeah, you actually set up the gator, the Komodo dragon, for Theowen's big takedown, right? So that's 4. No, this would be 4.
And I lit the flame that ignited those bugs. That was a complete teamwork action, if I don't say so myself.
100%, cousin.
Awesome. But the fight isn't over. And the large swarm continues to come and engulf Miros, moving towards Theowen's position, but doesn't quite get to him. Miros, may I have a reflex save as you... Let me just wind this dice right up here. Take 3 points of damage.
Ooh.
What'd you take last time? 1? I don't think I tracked
1.
it. Because you had...
10 reflex save.
Right, so you've taken 11. 10 reflex. Oh dear. Oh dear. Injected poison. Saving throw of a fortitude nature, please.
Now, do dwarves still get their old bonuses?
The poison?
No, you have to buy
No.
that.
Yeah.
Oh,
You have to buy that as an ancestry feat.
I gotcha. 24 for a fortitude.
Oh, geez. Not only, just like Al, these things biting and getting, like, mixing their venom with alcohol, and it's burning their little teeth off, and they come back foaming. Okay.
It's under pressure.
Yeah, they're like thrown back and like rolling around the ground and not just hiccuping, but they're barfing. They're not just hiccuping and foaming. These spiders start throwing up your
you see
blood.
2 spiders in the corner, one rubbing the other's back, saying, "You had
Yeah.
too much, man."
Yeah. Just it's nasty. So nasty. Those poor spiders. Okay. Okay.
It's
So
the only time we'll ever say this was swarm fights. Those poor spiders.
those poor spiders. That's canon. Oh, Miros, you've taken 11 points. You got 11 left. It's your go, and you are amongst the swarm. What do you do?
Stomp, 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 stomp,
Yeah.
stomp,
Okay.
stomp.
Okay.
Fury of
So-
stomps.
No. I got something. I got something. So, because I'm a monk, I can use any part of my body as a weapon, right?
I think I see where this is going.
All
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
River dance.
And last I
River
checked,
dance.
and last I checked, I was given a blanket or rags from Albert.
A bundle of rags, yes.
A bundle of rags. My
Flurry of snaps.
No. Something even better. I think. Hear me out. I want to take these rags, and I want to call it the Angry Casper. And I would like to put the rags over me, and then kind of do like a log roll, but like a bouncing worm on a fire.
Gwent style combat.
It's new. No one's
Okay.
really done this before,
Not in this world.
right? But basically, I want to wrap myself in the rags and then kind of worm and bounce myself around.
He's gonna do the funky chicken.
Surface area. That's what I'm thinking. Is surface area.
Okay.
Flurry of belly flops.
There we go.
All right.
I want a flurry of belly
I can't say this is an area of attack, but I will
No.
say that it's much more of a bludgeoning than a regular bludgeoning weapon, and I will half their bludgeoning resistance from your attack.
I appreciate this. So
Hildorf Puent
so I will
from
full
the
on.
Gutbuster Brigade.
I thought he was going to belly flop, just. You know.
You're very close. You're very
Yeah.
close to what I'm doing. It's just a
Alright.
little bit more.
Yeah, okay.
A little bit more.
All right.
All right.
Go for it.
So,
This is a strength.
yeah. Oh wait. And I would like to invoke my mountain stance. I'll take an action.
Your mountain stance is a stance, which is not rolling around in a blanket, so no, sorry.
I just need to be touching the ground, which I would be.
That's the only prerequisite.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm working on my own style.
Yeah,
with my
mountain
sweet-
boulder is rolling around. Sure.
We're on to something, Jeff. I'm going to call you later. We're going to talk about this.
Yeah, so and
And we're going to talk to Piezo, and we're going to submit.
you know how you get the elven cloaks in Lord of the Rings, and they just kind of like threw it over themselves, like in sort of a parachute rock round, you know? So instead of instead of a narrow Casper with a sheet over them, you kind of like, you know, clench two with your toes on four corners and clench over and make this sort of ball over you and just roll around, almost like a bowl.
Think Hobbit when the one dwarf was in the barrel.
Sure, I think I see that. Okay, so go.
All right.
Attack A.
Attack A.
Oh, dexterity.
attack
You got a dexterity check. I want like a strength.
19. For
Yep.
my first attack.
Yep. Well, hang on a
Okay.
second. You got to set
What's that?
yourself up, right? So you set yourself up with the blanket, manipulating an item. So
Yeah, that's me
one...
getting into my new modified stance.
Hang on.
Yeah.
You throw the blanket over you. You're manipulating an item. You activate your stance, which is an action.
Yes.
So
And
that's
then
two. And then your attack
And then I flurry, which is
Okay.
2 attacks.
as one action. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So flurry away.
Yep. So 19 for my first attack.
Yep.
And then 14 for my second attack.
Okay. One hits.
Okay, sweet.
And damage.
5.
Okay.
It was all in
So
setup.
so I've got one swarm is down for the count, and one swarm takes 5 minus the bludgeoning reduced. That's in half. Okay. So yeah. He wipes out like a third of the swarm, even though he's in a quarter of the area, and he just starts wiggling and bouncing and rolling around. It is something to behold, Theon, who's at point blank range for this. Dahlgren tries to get the door open and succeeds. Let's go, Albric. You're looking at open doorway, and a massacre of arcane arachnoid proportions.
Well, if me cousins are staying and fighting, I'm going to stay and fight. I'll hold me position here and keep trying to send flames at the swarm.
Light the blankets!
You're wearing the blankets, lad.
Light him up. Make him your target. No. Either way, it's still a bludgeoning attack, not an area of effect. So what do you want to do there, Al?
Shoot fire at the spiders.
Okay.
Fire!
With a 12.
Fire!
And a miss.
It misses.
Yep.
And
how are you holding up for spells today?
well, these are all cantrips. I can just spend them till the cows come home. But I still have some 3 of my 4 level 1 spells. I've only cast 1.
Okay.
I was a little stingy.
No problem. So what do you got going now? Just the one shot and you're done?
Just the one shot. Can I start the spell so it only takes 1 action on my next turn? Because it's a 2-action turn. Does that work? Yeah. So then I will shoot the 1 shot and then I will begin gyrating my hips in an Elvisly fashion for the next casting.
2 rounds, 6 actions, 2 actions, a spell, doubling the end and the beginning to get 3 spells off in 2 rounds. I think that would sound like a feat to me. Like, you could do it, but it's probably something like if you got to buy dwarven poison, it sounds like this can be done. But
Rules lawyer. I'm calling for the rules lawyer.
Yes, technically you're allowed to cast a spell, and then if your next spell, it's just like attacking. If it's 1 action, 2 actions, or 3 actions. So if you have spells that cost 1 action, you technically can do 3.
Yeah, what he wants to do is he wants to have 3 actions, burn 2 in the spell, and then at the end of the round, start his 3rd action, get halfway through a spell, the round turns over, finish that spell for the 2nd, and then recast.
That is correct.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
But don't forget, it's called concentration if you get takes damage.
Okay. Well, unless blatantly, blatantly stopped by nasty emails or whatever, because we have stopped and slowed this roll quite a bit, and I've been, I wouldn't say harsh, but I've tried to be brutally honest with these rolls. So go ahead, Al, have some fun.
So I start my 2nd action.
Yep.
Missed with my 1st one, and that's the end of my turn.
Theowen.
Well, the first time worked so well, I think again, I will full attack.
All right.
First attack, AC 22.
Hit.
Why is it not rolling damage?
Sorry. I got to get you a target here.
So it's
there. Now this thing is your target. Well, it'll tell you a hit, but for damage, you have to click on the damage. Remember, you got to click on the actual damage numeric that's in your character sheet. There's the dice for the hit rolls, 1, 2, 3, and their little gold dice. But for the damage, you just got to click on the open space that says 1d12 or whatever. You double click in there, and it'll toss.
All right, so add 4 to that because that's just a raw dice roll. So 13 points, first attack.
Okay, so 13 points on the remaining swarm, minus what I got here for
whatever
slashing. That's right, and I believe that brings us up to death.
Yes.
Natural 20.
Nice.
Okay, so you're smacking around 1 area, 2 area, 3 area, and there's a big mass of spiders rolling around, and you crit it.
I did.
Okay. Miros is in that swarm. Miros is that lump. You killed the spiders. Oops. You killed the swarm with the last. Actually, you know what? Since you killed them with the last, they disperse and fall off of him, and you're ready to go for this crit. And the Miros.
Oh, it's a bad day to be Miros.
The Miros rock.
No.
No, you're allowed to withhold the action, like. While waiting for the results of the last damage, you just kept swinging. I'm assuming.
No,
well,
the whole time
I did not expect it to die.
Yeah. The whole time you're swinging down, and I'm doing my roll to kill them too.
Yeah.
It's just like within a breath of a hair, Merlos rolls out of the way just in time.
Yep.
They're like, "Wow, they're really coordinated." It's like, no, I think he's aiming for him.
Yep. Miros was
if I didn't
your
know
target.
any better.
Yeah. Miros was not your
if
target.
I didn't know any better, I would say Theon was trying to kill Miros.
Yeah.
You threw out the beer!
The spiders are gone. No, I'm after you now. Awesome.
Still attacking.
Gentlemen, a successful battle won with only 2 cowardly dwarves. Well, a coward and a half, because he did stop at the last.
He did his job. He's a spellcaster. Stay in the back and throw magic at it.
Okay.
But as for the other one who ran away.
Yep. You hear
he was just holding up the rear. That's what I expect from Dolgren, is to hold me rear.
So can I be assuming we're having roasted spiders for dinner tonight?
Hey, if they're good eating, we'll sprinkle some on the hobgoblin.
Yep.
Bugbear.
They're talking
Whatever.
about this.
I'm
still Merlos is still going hog wild, just
while he's down there, and Theon is talking up at Elbrick, and Elbrick is looking away. Theon, over Elbrick's shoulder, you see Dulgren standing in a doorway, and the door's open, but he's holding his crossbow in one hand and the door in the other. And through the doorway, you all hear like this slow clap. Dolgren immediately levels his crossbow at the new encounter. And we see... Would you describe what we see, Mr. Gibson?
Yes, a humanoid human wearing scale mail with a large wooden shield with a picogram of a mug.
The big foaming mug?
The big foaming mug on the shield.
Okay.
With a
Crest.
rapier, with
Yeah.
a rapier to his side. And yeah.
About how old? Or is he all like, is he wearing the bucket helm? Can we see any features or whatever? What we got
Oh,
here?
yep. As soon as I pull up my actual character, I can tell you.
Get the open face helmet on here. All right. Can I have a knowledge religion check from anybody?
Yeah, you see a human who is roughly 17 years old. Just a youngins.
Oh,
6
wow.
feet tall ish. And a fair build.
17 knowledge religion.
Okay.
4.
Theon, that foaming mug crest is not the way a dwarf would pictogram a family crest. That's human artwork, more specifically religiously human artwork, denoting that this man's shield, if not the man, possibly favors a certain god. Joe?
Yes, you're correct.
In the god's name?
Caden Calbright.
And
I'll turn just as my axe misses Muros. You threw the bit. And I'll turn as the claps. Thank you. Oh, who do we have here? Are you a hapless adventurer needs saving too, or have you come to do some damage with us?
I've come to seek the, I guess, the heroes. I guess they'll be. I'm guessing that's what you're called. Saved the my little town for when I was away.
this human, you guys are brewmasters, okay? It's obvious that his stutter and hesitation isn't from him thinking. It's from because the man is more than tipsy. I'm not saying he's plastered, but he's more than tipsy.
I like to call it he's in awe. Miros, kick that blanket off and get up. It's undignified. I'll grab him and pull him to his feet.
Ah! Stop manhandling me. What? What day? Who the fuck is that?
Oh, he's a human.
Right.
I can tell
He
it's a
worship-
human, but
He
who
worships
is a
the god
human?
of he worships the god of booze is much more important.
Oi. I didn't know the humans had a god of booze.
Adventuring, same difference though.
Dolgren
They
still
mostly
sorry.
I say they mostly drink and get into trouble, but hell, that's half what we do either.
Aye, it's true. We just do it with gusto.
Dolgren
Make them for
still leveling his crossbow at the human and holding the door. You got a name?
I do, little dwarf. This is Niles. Niles Albright.
Well, Niles Olbrich, fuck off! And he slams the door in your face, and we'll see you next week here at 8 o'clock. Good night,
I got my hero
everybody.
point back.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Night.
Good night, everybody.